Okay, so moving forward. Sorry for the technical issues. I mean, that's the thing. We got through it. Okay, so job description. So you've created quite a long list here, and I'm wondering actually how many of them are roles that you feel are relevant to you and to what you would like to do entering the Salesforce ecosystem. So let's quickly go. There's very simple list. Okay, let me. I hope my laptop doesn't crash again. I hope this gives you a better view of what we're covering here. Yeah. So job titles. So what I just quickly want to do here with you, Maria, is we'll just go quickly through these roles. And is this a position you want to explore? Is this a position you feel you're ready for and one that you feel motivated to be really focusing on seeking? It's either a yes or a no or a maybe. A maybe is something maybe to address later throughout our job search.
Okay.
So, Salesforce developer.
Maybe. To address later.
Okay.
Yes.
Salesforce consultant. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Business data analyst.
Maybe.
And why is that?
I don't know, because I don't know actually what business data analysts do.
There you go. So this is something I would probably take as worth exploring. Okay, so I'll put it as a yes. I'm not the one making a decision whether this is a job for you, but it's something we should definitely explore, and it's definitely relevant to finding also a niche, right?
Yes.
Okay, technical support specialist.
I would say maybe.
Maybe it depends probably on the level of technicality or knowledge, right? Whether it's a programmatic role with a focus on, let's say, resolving bugs or issues,
exactly.
or
I
if
can
it's
find bugs, but I cannot resolve them. Or, I mean,
some can be resolved.
Sometimes I can, but not...
some are functional, right? So you can configure and maybe resolve the aspect declaratively. Others will require some deep knowledge of diving deep in the code, right, and figuring that out. So okay, maybe functional system architect.
I have no idea who is that, and I don't want to know.
Well, never say never. We'll put it. I mean,
maybe.
Architect, of course, is the higher level of experience. This is a role that you would probably want to grow into, perhaps.
In 10 years?
Never say never. QA or tester. QA or tester.
Yeah, why not?
Absolutely. I've noticed a higher interest in this area of quality assurance now. So this could be a really awesome area to explore, and I know a couple of fantastic experienced Salesforce QA leads who we could ask for some advice and some support in understanding these roles and what they involve.
Well, when I was starting my kind of career switch a year ago, I already did some manual testing course.
Mm-hmm.
So I even know the basics of manual testing. I don't know about, I don't know nothing about, no, I know nothing about automated testing, but I can find out.
Well, QA is definitely a hot space right now. It's worth definitely exploring, and let's figure it out and then decide.
Okay.
But the fact that you've already had some experience with the theory behind QA manual testing is great. It's a good start. Revenue Cloud, so a specific product, technical leads.
I have no idea what is Revenue Cloud. I have heard about it, but I don't know what's that, so I cannot actually say.
So let's change it. So let's Revenue Cloud as a niche, let's say, just put it this.
Okay,
so
then okay, yes, certainly.
Well, Salesforce admin, I'm pretty sure I just clicked. Automation test engineer, well, let's check this out. Salesforce software engineer, so other words, developer, you said maybe, so I'll just kind of get it. Product manager, you mentioned you applied, I think, for a junior product manager before, right?
Product owner.
A junior product owner, okay. So what's the difference between an owner and a manager? exactly. Something worth exploring. um, IT support specialist in terms of
Yes, why not?
Salesforce. Data analyst,
Again,
worth exploring, right?
yes.
Uh, Salesforce application designer.
Oh, that's cool. That sounds really interesting.
You've learned a little bit about UX design, right? So with Katka, right? You joined this cohort of hers. So whether this
Yeah,
is
also on Click there are designer sprints, the one that is coming up on the end of March. And I also did some graphic design before, so I don't think that it's kind of like totally different.
okay.
It
So I
is
mean, this I
different, but
think, in my opinion, this is kind of touching more on, let's say, UX, UI design. Also, just understanding, let's say, the whole solution and what it's there to deliver. I mean, again, I could be wrong. This is where we need the support of experts to help us. I do have had experience of looking for service designers, so this is more, a slightly different role within consulting, but something definitely worth exploring. Marketing cloud, in this area of marketing cloud, is this an area of interest for you? Do you think this could be worth exploring?
maybe. Yes, why not? Maybe, maybe.
Okay, maybe. Functional BA.
Yes. I don't know what's that, but what was the difference between BA and functional BA? That's kind of like,
I think let's just keep it open and generous to just make it a business analyst, okay? Oh yeah, so you have something similar. So let's just keep it open. Account manager.
account manager as an account manager of I have
You're
no
you're
idea.
the one who put this list together, so I'm just going through.
Well, I put this list together from the, well, that was the
No,
I
I know.
searched.
I'm glad you. So these are various roles that are coming up, right? So if you were to do a job
Yes,
search with a keyword
if you're
Salesforce, these are the.
yeah, exactly. And those are just from Just Join IT and from LinkedIn.
Well, account manager, I think this is more related to sales.
Yeah,
That's
except
my
on the
understanding, but I could be wrong, of course. But I mean, it's an area you mentioned sales that you don't feel
way.
comfortable exploring further. So let's say no. Business consultant, yeah.
Yes,
So these guys, I mean, these are job titles, and they vary. Every company, each
exactly.
company from the five different categories we discussed, they might all have the same job title, Salesforce Business Analyst, and they may involve totally different responsibilities, right? So it's tough to say specifically exactly what. And a Salesforce functional analyst could pretty much be the same role as a business analyst in another company, right? So but okay, we're just getting
Let's see
familiar
here.
with these job titles, and
Admin
they are
consultant.
Salesforce technical consultant. Well, I've just put out a vacancy for a senior Salesforce technical consultant, and I know that our expectations vary from that of, let's say, a similar role at Salesforce, for instance, right? So it's really about interpreting and understanding the specifics of each role. A technical consultant, in my experience and let's say my perspective, it's one who understands both the declarative, so it can quickly switch from configuring, the out-of-the-box solutions, but also is not afraid and has the skills, of course, to dive into technical aspects of integration or even code. So, I mean, it's that's my understanding. I could be wrong again. These are just job titles without much more context. So uh, I would probably let's put a maybe here. And CRM analytics developer probably as well. So any sort of developer where we know it's related to coding, whether that's back end or front end, we'll put that as a maybe. I think definitely any experienced now consultant moving into, let's say, solution architecture or aspiring to get into technical architecture, then for sure sooner or later you have to get familiar with aspects of coding and at least have the basics. CPQ consultant, uh, absolutely an area to
Yeah.
explore. My wife, actually, she's a consultant, but she has quite a lot of commercial experience in CPQ. So Agatha, hello. Maybe we could invite her.
Yeah, why
I
not?
don't. I don't know who would stay with the kids though if we had this LinkedIn live. It could be noisy.
Oh, you can bring your kids here.
Okay, so roughly gone through the role, and it's giving us a kind of, some are repeating, some are similar, but it's giving us an idea of what sort of make it good. This is a list that will continue and we'll be developing on the go.
Okay.
Now, I quickly want to touch on this aspect of what you prepared. And you prepared this list of companies and positions that you applied for all the way from May last year. And I really like what you've done here because you've collected information about the position you've applied for, the date that you applied. It's nice that you mentioned whether you got a response, right? It helps if you have clarity on your application. Also, I've deleted this column, the information that you provided, but here you had the contact details of the people involved, which is great. It's fantastic to have it, but because you can really use that as follow-ups and then further networking. And this is close to a year ago, so wouldn't it wouldn't be a bad idea to consider maybe reaching out to them again, finding out what the situation is. If you have that direct contact, you don't want to be bombarding people, but you can be inquisitive. And once a year is not bombarding.
Okay,
Let's
good
be
to know.
frank. And it's great that you've kind of summarized the results and you've also added here some feedback. So here you had feedback, not enough real life experience in Salesforce. Okay. Something you could address a lot better now in an interview with your experience with Clicked, I believe. But let's work on that. We talked about it earlier on today. Someone else more experienced, I think, story of the life of the life of many. Uh, Interesting feedback here. Over happy or too happy. Good knowledge of test and insufficient Salesforce knowledge. Over happy. What does this mean?
I don't know. That was,
Well, how
I
did
was
you?
just
Is
too.
that what you were told? Yeah. You're too
That I was
happy.
good. Yeah, that I was just too cheerful, and I seemed not to be treating this interview uh,
Professionally or
seriously.
seriously?
Seriously, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's constructive feedback to be aware of. And maybe, an interview scenario where nerves kick in, and of course, you might behave a little bit out of control because of that. But I think here it's definitely about good composure, showcasing excellent consulting skills, soft skills, and being able to control definitely the emotion. So don't take this as really like criticism and everything or a bad. I think it's actually great that someone gave you direct feedback like this. It's something to be aware of for the next interviews. Okay, so this is
Yeah.
constructive feedback and take it as it. Uh, didn't quite match the list of requirements. Okay, so again, experience here. mm, we will inform you about next stages if we think your match. So this is their way of not saying no, but then giving them space not to get back to you and close the process. Yes.
Exactly.
I like that. Yeah, very clever. But yeah, it doesn't really put you in a comfortable situation. But I think if you get feedback like that, you can probably assume, right? The latter. uh, we cannot invite you for the next stage. What happened here? Oh, Randstad. So via recruitment agency. Yes, so they were representing a client, so you weren't shortlisted probably, or they decided not to introduce you. That's kind of what I'm assuming from what you share here. Um, insufficient real life knowledge. So this was from an interview in end of October last year. HITEPS. Okay, so again, you're up against more qualified, experienced, commercially experienced candidates. You match, but the projects were postponed. The application has been positively evaluated and entered into our talent pool database. Okay, great. Well, these things happen, but it's definitely a sign of follow-up. So this was for an EXO. Great. So definitely want to follow up nicely in a good way to kind of get a feel of maybe any changes within that situation within that company. Salesforce consultant, no match. Salesforce BA, no match. Internship BA, overqualified. Okay, so that's constructive feedback. Anything more shared with
Well,
you, or
well,
was
well,
overqualified for this? Well, it's an
well,
internship,
well,
PwC.
yeah, I got the call, and they told me that the interview went great, and that I know how to map the processes, and that I know how to work with Salesforce, and then I know the clouds like the services and experience. But unfortunately, they think that I will be bored on this internship because they don't have like really things to do for me. So, and they don't. Oh, that they would hire me for the junior position, but they have no junior positions. So that
Okay,
was the feedback.
so okay, and this was an internship that was happening early this year. Maybe they were hiring for some student program. I don't know. I don't have the full information,
See,
but I mean, it makes sense. If they're creating an internship, they want to give opportunities to those who maybe have no experience or just very early in their days of learning,
but yeah,
taking
but
them
see,
through.
but like the Accenture, they are doing also the Salesforce Academy Starter. So they have the requirement that you must hold the student ID or whatever, the student status.
That's
While,
absolutely
yeah, okay,
understandable.
but PwC doesn't have this requirement. That's why I
Hmm.
applied.
Okay, I mean, well, in that case, an internship at PwC is probably not for you. It's more the junior entry-level opportunities once they arise. But yeah, we can explore that. I've got, of course, quite a few connections and still good old ex-colleagues from PwC where I had to think. So I know they're very well structured, these programs, and fantastic. And usually, from my experience, with an aim to hire, people from this program. But then again, if there are no junior opportunities, it's there also a way of contributing, giving back to the students, giving them opportunities to learn. Of course, it's very valuable, and a company of that size also can do a lot of good in that area. Insufficient level of Italian. Oh, so you
Oh,
do
that was
speak Italian.
yes, and that was a really tough interview because when you I do speak Italian, but I do not speak Italian sufficient enough to have interview with three board members in Italian.
Okay, wow. Okay, so that that must have been an
That kills me.
experience.
Yeah, that just that was
Okay,
frightening.
but
That
well
was
done for.
scary.
But did you have straight away this interview with board members, or did you have to go through one or two stages before?
No, no, no. Straight with board members from
Right. Okay.
GFT. Yeah, and they said that actually the doors are open. So whenever my Italian is better, I can contact them. So yeah.
Well, okay. So interesting experience. I'm not that familiar with this organization, so cool.
TFT, they are German company. Mostly, they're specializing in banking services.
Oh,
I
when
mean,
you
they are doing
mentioned
solutions
GFT,
for yeah, solutions for banking mostly.
great, interesting, very interesting. Insufficient knowledge about PO.
Well, the product owner role and all.
Okay, product owner, junior product owner. Okay. Okay, and that's something, worth exploring, and it makes sense. I mean, remember nowadays, and these are recent applications, right, from this year. Uh, there's no shortage of talent now applying. Just to give you an example, I put out an advert today for Poland and for Czech Republic, and I'll tell you, I won't show you, but I'll tell you guys, I advertise it literally at 1:38 today, and already I have 28 applications in one and 13 in the other vacancy. It's, I remember the times 2, 3 years ago where there would be a handful of applications for any role, and just looking at the caliber of candidates applying, they're very relevant to their role too. So it's giving a signal of the interest now in new opportunities. Not interviewed, rejected, not interviewed, no match. Okay, so right, don't cross out these experiences. These are stuff we can come back to, research again, and explore further. One very good sign, however, which I can see, is the fact that the distinct majority of applications you made, you had responses to. A lot of people, job seekers, are complaining that the majority of employers don't get back to them, even with a rejection email, even if it's automated, nothing. So, I mean, great job. Is there anything you were doing to achieve this, to get these responses and get closure to your applications?
Well, I'm not sending like hundreds of the same CVs. I'm trying to kind of how do you say it? Each time when
Tailor
I
or tailor your, yeah.
oh yes, that's the word. Tailor the CV to the job offer, and then if I know who is the recruiter, I contact him on LinkedIn or her.
Good. So you're fully utilizing LinkedIn. I mean, wow, that's amazing. That's great stuff. And yeah, that's stuff I also encourage to do. It doesn't always lead to getting a full response, but it's definitely a way of improving your chances of getting clarity and closure or an update. Okay, so thanks for sharing that. We just skimmed through it. Now, quickly want to go onto App Exchange. Now, this is very briefly to show how you can look up and find partners, so Salesforce partners that are officially on the App Exchange website. So it's very simple, I mean, and it's a fantastic way to explore potential employers. So if you bear with me 1 second, I will now share my screen. And hopefully this all works nicely. So here we go. So I will make it a little bit more visible. Okay, so we're on App Exchange, the homepage. I'm actually signed in, so it doesn't make any difference. I'm using the public, of course, domain. So here at the top, you go click on Consultants. So let's give it a moment. And here we have 2,775 consultants sorted by popularity. There are more, but let's focus on redefining our search. So these are all of them. sorted by popularity. We can, of course, filter these consultants or partners via various specific expertise around Salesforce. Uh, we can also focus on industries that they specialize in, which can also give a different angle to your approach. Whether, let's say, you have several years of experience working in the education, consumer goods, or manufacturing industry, this could be already a very strong experience to use with your job search. Having knowledge of the industry and the insights of how things operate, a fantastic thing to utilize in your job search. But we're not going to focus on this today. Today we're just going to go here to location. On the left side here, you choose your country. So I'll just type in Poland. Oh yes, so here Poland. And now you can also further select the size of these consultancies. So here we have, your 1 to 5, 6 to 10, all the way up to more than 1,000. You can also filter these companies via their ratings, but let's include them all and let's see what Poland has to offer. So I'm going to click on Apply
Yeah.
Filters. Have you done this, Maria, before?
No, never.
Well, there you go. Here
Seriously,
we have
never.
sorted by one filter, and that's all consultants based in Poland. You probably can't see this, but I see 155 companies. A lot,
Oh,
a little.
gee,
I
a
think there's
lot.
a lot to research. So this is the beginning of exploration and researching. And I think starting off with App Exchange and, you know, registered Salesforce partners is probably a good beginning. Some companies, of course, you'll be familiar with, others maybe less, but these all have Poland as a focus for delivery of their services or working with customers. So all of these companies are worth exploring, learning more about, finding out more, seeing if they
Oh,
have any open vacancies, visiting their website, and learn. I mean, there's a lot to choose from, as you can see, right? Uh, so I don't know. Let's. Who do you want to choose? Let's choose one. You choose.
me
Tell me.
choose. I don't know. I don't know.
Tell me.
I don't
Stop.
know. Stop. No, the one lower.
One lower.
Oh,
Okay,
here.
here. Okay.
Sutherland.
Which one? Sutherland.
Suther.
Okay, so let's just have a look. Sutherland. So I've clicked on it. So we're coming into their profile. So each company will have their own profile. What we can see here at the top, there's the rating. So these are reviews that have been submitted by customers that they've delivered projects for. Well, at the moment, it seems like they don't have an updated, or any reviews from customers. Now, could this be a suggestion as to the quality of the work they deliver? I would say no, because this is all down to how important, relevant, and how updated they are with these with their profile. It could be a fact that they've delivered hundreds of projects and we're not familiar with, but it's worth exploring to get a better feel. But here, where we can see the company's been founded quite a long time ago. Are they established in Poland? This is stuff we would need to learn. But here on the profile page, you get information about the company, some highlights, a description. Here you can see on the map their geographic focus. So they do focus on Europe, and they, pretty much a global organization. And it shows a little bit more information of what their focus is. Of course, you have a link to their website. You also have, the headquarters are based in New York. So here you can click on the website and explore further. I'm not going to be doing this today, but I'm sure, Maria, this is something worth exploring. So Sutherland seems to be definitely a well-established company with an expertise in Salesforce, worth exploring and getting a feel. Uh, Of course, what I would suggest is go to the website, explore a little bit, understand a little bit more if they're very heavy focus on Salesforce, and if so, maybe you'll find out, dig some information around, the team, what services they provide, uh, and then of course jump onto LinkedIn, look up the company, and just do a simple check as to any Salesforce specific
Oh,
job titles within the company. We'll be doing more of this as we go, but here, yeah, is just the beginning. So, what I would really like to ask you, Maria, to be doing, and something we can check on a regular basis, is to be checking out all the partners,
150
Salesforce plus
something.
155 consultants, gradually, but also categorizing them in terms of, in your opinion, what, let's say, type of employer they are. Are they a consultancy offering services? Do you think they specialize in outsourcing, or they do both? Are they a customer? Do they have
Okay.
Salesforce themselves? It's kind of just getting a better understanding of that, but also visit their website, see if they have any open vacancies, explore the companies one by one. Of course, some will be massive global brands, so just worth doing some research specifically focused around the Salesforce area. And let me know if you come across any interesting new brands which you're not familiar with, which you'd like to explore. Before doing that, that we can practice it ourselves and dive in a little bit deeper. At our next session, where we meet this Friday at 6 p.m., this session that we'll be having on Friday is going to be focused all around your CV and LinkedIn, your profile, and seeing how good it is and how ready it is to really get busy now applying and reaching it. Of course, I've seen briefly your CV, but we'll work with it and see how we could tailor it to be a little bit more effective as a general CV. But I like what you mentioned earlier. That means tailoring your CV to particular roles. It's a great thing to do, and it's a great area to play with ChatGPT, and we can do that as well online. But that will come when we start really applying for positions. But for now, let's just do a review, and I'll from a not a CV expert, but from one who's seen thousands, if not tens of thousands of CVs throughout my career. I'd just love to share my perspective, what I look out for, what I like about your CV, what I would suggest maybe adding or changing, and what kind of impression I would have spending 7 seconds, because that's usually the time, right, a recruiter or hiring manager will initially spend on your CV. But of course, using that 7 seconds to engage them and attract them and want them to stay on your CV a bit longer to read more. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'll dive into LinkedIn, have a look at your profile, see if it's aligned with your CV and how you're presenting yourself in your CV. And we'll, quickly kind of do a quick audit of your profile, see if there's any things that stand out that we could quickly change. I know you're super active on LinkedIn, but we can also have a look at your activity, how you're positioning yourself, how you're building your personal brand, what you could do better, what you can do more, and we'll go into some sort of exercises around that area. We've got a lot happening in the upcoming weeks, right? We've got a guest speaker on Monday, Łukasz Bujwo. Then we have Polish Dreaming, where we're going to also stream to you all live at the end of the day, giving you a live update from the event and what Maria has taken away from it. Of course, before that, Łukasz Bój will tell us a little bit we'll get lots of insights from the organizer, how you can fully utilize the event for yourself. We'll go through the website, the agenda, the speakers, the companies, and get ready for that event so you can have your own agenda of what you want to do. So your whole day will be planned out.
Cool.
So it's gonna be fun, and I'll be there as well. So we'll be spending some time together, but there will be a very specific plan of action for you, right? Which we need to do. And I've seen the agenda. I've been studying it, reading it. It's amazing, and there's a lot about AI which I'm very keen to explore. There's some lovely presentations, fantastic speakers, golden hoodies from the States, from all over the world coming. So I mean, fantastic stuff to learn. So we'll explore that together and decide what are like top priority presentations for you. Where do you definitely have to be? Who you want to engage? Who you want to contact? Reach out to before the event, and who you want to meet in person on the day. And
Everyone, everybody. I
I
will
think
meet
a lot of
everybody.
people, I think a lot of people already know you here from LinkedIn, so that's great. And let's start utilizing that. There'll be some companies there. There'll be several companies with their booths. So of course there'll be a strategic plan to approach all of them. And yeah, we'll kind of figure it out as we go next week, Monday. But
Cool.
see you all on Friday. Maria, stay online because I want to share with you this code for your voucher.
Thank you.
Um,
Once again, thank you.
yes, and please start working through the consultants on App Exchange. Start exploring some potential new employers you might have never come across. And also, please share with me your CV so that I can also get ready for our next session next week. And let's have a quick look. Do we still have an audience? We do. We have still 50 of you here with us. Thank you guys for
Amazing.
surviving.
And we have one question from here. The IBM use Salesforce. It's on App Exchange.
IBM use Salesforce. It's on. Yes, I mean IBM. I'm not familiar whether they internally use Salesforce, but they deliver Salesforce projects. They do a lot. They're huge. They're one of the biggest consultancies implementing Salesforce for customers. So they're huge, and they've acquired a lot of companies as well in that area.
Oh wow, and now in my head just clicked before because from this year, clicked does also the experiences for IBM solutions. And that's why. See,
Let's get Jeff online and we'll talk about that with him. Let's see. Let's see how we can really get you involved in stuff, in more. But that would be fantastic. So, can you have access on Salesforce and to the Poland Salesforce event?
Salesforce Plus.
So, can you have on Salesforce Plus to the? I'm not sure how to understand this question, Hilda. Can you have
because
access on Salesforce?
because on like there is TEDx right now.
In
Like
Salesforce
TEDx, you
Plus.
can.
We're talking about Salesforce Plus. Sorry, I forgot about Salesforce Plus, of course. Unfortunately, no. I don't believe it will be broadcasted on Salesforce Plus. I'm sorry. I don't think there'll be any broadcast done. However, Hilda, do join us on Monday next week, where we have Łukasz Bujło, who is the creator of this event, and we'll ask him and see if he's got any idea or how this could be addressed, or whether there will be some live stream, because it's not difficult to do a live stream. I just guess it's about maybe the venue, technicalities, stuff like that. But we'll be streaming to you live. It will be after the event at 7 p.m. before the after party and stuff. So we'll definitely be giving you all an insight to how we enjoyed the event, what we took away from it. Who knows? We might have some people wandering around
T-shirt.
we can stop. But yeah, so it won't be published on Salesforce Plus. I'm afraid. Sorry. Right, guys. Any questions before we end? And again, it's been a long series, and I am so sorry for the technical issues. I'm glad we kind of got through it, but I am sorry.
Oh, come on. That's technology. This happens all the time. Everyone is used
Yeah.
to it. I hope.
Internet connection or technology will let you down, not intentions. Okay, so in that case, I don't see any further questions. Let me just check also here on the live stream. I don't see any further comments. So in that case, thank you so much. Hilda is sharing with us also the Salesforce Plus events. I will look into that. I will actually even ask the organizer, Łukasz Bujwa, whether it will be there, but I would have heard about it. I really feel I would have known about it beforehand. But yeah, we are, of course, very familiar with Salesforce Plus. I've spent hours on it, usually watching Dreamforce from San Francisco, and of course, it's a fantastic platform. But no, this event, I don't think it will be broadcasted on Salesforce Plus. Right, so Maria, thank you so much. You've done a lot. We've just started the topic, but we've talked about quite a few things today. There's a lot still to be doing, but we're going to now really go more hands-on into stuff on a one-by-one focus on vacancies. But I think we're going to learn a lot before this networking opportunity in Wrocław next week, Thursday. We'll take a lot from that. We'll utilize that into our sessions too. Then there's another event happening in Warsaw, S-Force Day. Then we'll be approaching other and further employers, more with a financial services focus, but that will be also something we'll want to share with you guys. And then we'll continue with our learning and inviting some also special guests to share more, of course, expertise in specific fields of Salesforce that will help you and that will, hopefully give you a better picture and all of us a better picture of certain roles and opportunities worth exploring. I will be connecting with friends from Salesforce and hopefully we'll be able to ask them to join and maybe share some insights from their side too, especially from the Talent Alliance team. But also from some friendly connections within the Salesforce account executive and solution engineers team. So we'll definitely be wanting to, get more people involved. If you have any ideas, what topics are important to you, please let us know. We are planning ahead. I think we have the next 6 to 7 episodes planned. And we've got some fantastic guests already booked, but not confirmed and not publicly announced yet. We really look forward to seeing you all again this Friday at 6 p.m. Focus will be CV and LinkedIn profile. And then we move into some real hands-on and nitty-gritty stuff with events that are upcoming here in Poland. So Maria, any last words that you would like to, any last words that you would like to share with your wonderful
Not this way.
audience?
This is a mirror. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for staying with us that late night. And thank you very much, Philippe, for your insightful thoughts. Because I had no idea that, actually, that didn't cross my mind that I can check App Exchange for consultants and yeah.
It's another additional resource worth exploring, and I encourage all of you to do so. You'll be surprised to see. I'm pretty sure you'll come across some new firms, new companies that could be of potential that you've never heard of before, which is always
exactly. Wow.
Great. So thank you all so much. See you on Friday. Have a lovely evening, everybody, and thanks for your engagement, for sharing. Don't forget to join our privately listed group on LinkedIn. It's called Hiya Maria. You can't miss it. And of course, look forward to seeing you there. We're there all the time. So if you have any questions, you want to follow up, share some feedback, please do. You can be constructive, be critical, be nice. But
be honest.
Be honest, absolutely. But with one purpose only, to help Maria find her first job, but also to share our experiences as a community. So thank you all so much. Maria, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Catch up with you all very shortly. Bye.
Bye.